Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, it's the second day of my 3-day weekend, and I decided yesterday I wasn't going to be doing any more unpacking, at least not for a couple days. I was going to take a break. And so I decided what I wanted to do is actually I want to make a run to Costco. Turns out that in the past what I've always done is I have a big top-loading freezer out in the garage. And what I'll do is I'll go out and buy just a lot of meat from Costco, because you can get good quality meat at decent prices out there, and you go out and buy it in bulk, and you can just deep freeze it and it'll stay there for about a year or so, and I'll eat for a year on that. And that's just a real economical way to do that. Now my parents kind of caught on to that and thought that was something they wanted to encourage, so every year for Christmas they would get me a $500 Costco gift card, and they just knew that what I would do is I'd go out and buy $500 worth of meat. Well, I got one about 2 years ago, and at that point I was getting really close to being ready to move, and I decided not to use it. So I just found that Costco card just now, and the freezer is in and working now, so I'm going to take a run to Costco. Now, part of the issue with Costco, and the reason this has taken me so long to do this, is there isn't a Costco right here in Waco. And that's going to make me maybe have to consider whether I'll continue being a member, because it's a long way to drive to get to one. And it turns out the closest one is about 75 miles away in Pflugerville, which is a little north of Austin. Now, I'm actually glad I'm not going all the way into Austin, because apparently there's been a little civil unrest there. So hopefully we'll be able to avoid that, and hopefully avoid the traffic that kind of comes with being around Austin. And I think since I'm going relatively early in the morning, hopefully I'll be able to avoid traffic in both directions. So let's go to Costco. Oh, and in addition to finding the Costco card, I actually found these babies. So we're going to put these to good use too. That's about $350 of Home Depot gift cards right there. So yeah, we'll put those to good use too. And here's Buc-ee's. And here's the Inner Space Caverns. We visited that place. I'd like to go there again now that I got the new camera that should do better. Wow, bummer, I should have come here first. That's a better price than what I paid. And there's probably going to be a little binge buying along the way. When in the master bathroom in the shower there, it had a head like this one, but I kind of like having one of the little heads that you can put on a hose. Well, this one has both, so, and it's even the right finish for the fittings I already have in there, so I think I'm going to get this. One of my favorite things, of course, is salmon, and they got beautiful salmon fillets here, so I usually get a couple of those. And of course, I need some chicken breasts, because those are always good. I kind of like these because they're individually packaged in two, which is really cool. And of course, I like pork chops, and Costco cuts them really thick, so got a few packets of that. Now, one of the things I've always liked about Costco's meat is they have these pre-packaged tri-tips with different already mixed in with the spices. All you gotta do is throw it on the grill and baste it a little bit with the liquid in that comes in the bag. So I got a couple of those. They also have a similar packaged beef brisket. So I only bought one of those. I want to see if it's any good, but we're gonna give it a try. And some steaks. And I usually like to get some sausage. Now, this is something I haven't tried before, but I like how they're kind of packaged up individually. That's kind of like what they do with the chicken. That makes it easier to handle. And so they got two different varieties, so I'm going to try both of them. Get one package of each. So 10 pounds of sausage. Can't complain about that. And then I saw these pre-packaged pork ribs, so I figured I'd get a couple packs of those. So it's actually kind of unusual that I get out of Costco without having, a few hundred fewer dollars in my wallet, and today was no exception. Walked out of there after everything was accounted for. It was a little over $800, but fortunately most of it went into that Costco gift card, and I got like a year's worth of meat. I got to go home now and package all that up. But I also got a bunch of other things that are kind of things that I used to get at Costco that are things that can kind of be stored for a while. And so that's how I rounded out coming up over $500. But anyway, it's really hot in here, so let's get back home and pack up some meat. All right, so yeah, I got this all broken down into little pieces. Each of the individual pork chops have been bagged in a Ziploc bag. The chicken breasts have been broken up into little packets of 2. I cut up the salmon, kind of put that into single meal servings. Same with the sausages. I got a whole bunch of steaks over here. Some of these rib eyes that I got from Morton's, the smoked brisket, and a couple of servings of pork ribs. So this is all going to go in the freezer, and that should keep me going for a while, huh? What do you think? Alright, got $500 worth of meat and some other accessories in the freezer going into deep freeze. Now this much meat's going to probably take a couple days in order for this to actually get to deep freeze, but I'm just going to leave it alone now and let it do its thing, and I'm going to be eating good for the next year or so. So anyway, I think that is all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.